Yo, Flexcast, we back with our next guest, man. He is a repeat guest. I love when people come back because it lets me know they really like us. I want him to go ahead and reintroduce himself, explain what he does, and then we'll get right into it, please.
Shit, Junior. So, man, you already know Steven Texan's the IG name on all social media platforms. And then, man, you know, we do the camera shit. You know
Absolutely,
what I'm saying?
man. Hey, everybody clap it up for Steven Texan, man. And I want to ask just right off the bat, man, so, like, I know in the world of photography, it can feel like dog years. You know, you deal with so many people, you deal with so many events. Since the last time you came through here, what all has been going on, big, small, in between? Fill us in on what Steven Texan has been up to.
Shit, so I ain't really been doing I've been focusing more on, like, TikToks and shit now.
Okay.
I ain't really done, I've done, like, one photo shoot in the last 2 months.
Okay. Why TikTok? Is it just because of how viral things go on there? Or?
Well, so I hit my first million view video
Hey, clap it up for that. Hey.
on Facebook.
Hey.
And then, yeah, I sent it to Kate and a couple of other people. I think I sent it to you, too, the link.
Let's go.
The haircut video that I did.
I remember that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, it really just, like, I started looking at other shit, and I was like, man, like, my TikTok's, like, my smallest social media account, you could say, like, out of all of the ones that I use. So, man, I've been focusing on that, going out and doing TikToks with, like, random people and shit.
Okay.
So I'll do, like, Q&As with people. I'll do, like, sport debates with people.
Okay.
Like,
really
one
popular.
Like, yeah, so, like, one that I did, even though, all right, so, like, one that I did, I haven't put them out yet because I'm working on, like, the audio and a couple of other things before I drop them and everything. But one that I did was with Michael Vick.
Ooh.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I love Michael Vick. You know what I'm saying? But the TikTok question that I did with a bunch of people, I can't wait to put them out, too. The reactions are just, the reactions are funny.
He's polarizing.
I debate if he should be in the Hall of Fame or not.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay.
You
know
debate
what I'm
that with
saying?
him?
This is a debate.
Yeah, like,
This
so
is 100% a debate.
So I'll ask people on my TikToks that when I drop them, I'll be like, so do y'all think Michael Vick should be in the Hall of Fame or not?
And what they say?
More times than not, the number one reaction that I get is yes. Mm-hmm. And because he changed the game. You know, you hear they open up the door for, you know, the Patrick Mahomeses and the Lamars and the Kyle Murrays and all that stuff. But I'm like, and I fuck with Michael Vick. Like, when he came out of prison and went to the Eagles, I was rooting for him because I liked Deshaun Jackson at the time.
Hey, Action Jackson.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I played with him on Madden, all that stuff. I watched him at Virginia Tech, you know what I'm saying? So I followed Vic, like, you know, before he even got drafted. But I'm just like, I can't put him in the Hall of Fame, though. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, yeah, he changed the game and opened the doors for a lot of, you know, upcoming quarterbacks. But it's like, you don't really have a lot of accolades that will, like if you put him in the Hall of Fame, right, with no Super Bowl appearances, no Super Bowls, no NFC championships, I think he had, like, 4 Pro Bowls, no MVPs.
His strength is not his.
You know what?
His strength is not his awards and accolades. 100%.
Right.
It's his stats. He was a stat monster.
You know what I'm saying? But he was a beast, though. Yeah. Like, Madden forever got on my nerves when Michael Vick got put on Madden.
For sure.
You know what I mean?
Do you find that the people you're interviewing agree with your opinion? Has it been they saying the other?
So I would say it's more of people put him in because he changed. Like, they're like, well, we don't really give a fuck if, you know, he don't got the accolade. But then it's like, well, if you put him in, right, with none of the accolades, then that opens. So we're just gonna start putting everybody in. You know what I'm saying? That had somewhat of a change to the game.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So that was a debate that I did, and then
is that the one that you feel is bubbling the most, or is there another topic that has people talking?
So what I'll do is I'll take a debate or a question that I have, and I'll try to get at least 30 to 50 people.
Okay.
Because I'll go out there for like I'll go out, like, Tuesdays and Wednesdays are pretty much like my TikTok days.
Okay.
And so I'll go out to the Domain or Zilker Park or Outlet Mall or Barton Creek Mall or whatever, and I'll take one of my boys with me, and then, you know, they'll hold the camera so we can shoot it and shit. But yeah, I'll probably get about like 30 to 50 people a day.
Yeah.
And then I do that once a week, sometimes twice a week. And then I just got a bunch of them going. So I got the algorithm. I don't know if y'all pay attention to, like, the algorithms for like the TikToks and stuff. And like,
we have to.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So I was like, well, the game plan is to get a bunch of them at one time and then just vault them up and have them all ready to drop. And then when I get to the number that, because basically what I want to do is drop. So like the algorithm for TikTok right now, and they're saying that it increased to 90-second view videos now versus like the 35 to 45-second snippets. Now it's 90% of the audiences watch the videos are at least a minute or longer.
Correct.
So the span is growing.
So yeah, it's growing a little bit.
Okay.
So I'm like, if I get 100 of them, for example, or I got 100 of them in the vault ready to go, and then I can drop 5, 6, 7 a day.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And then have more just ready. So that way I don't ever have like a lap.
Yeah.
100%. I constantly have something. So
it's a similar thing we try to do with the Flexcast, because now they give you your stats, and so you can see how many hours people are watching your network, and if as long as you don't have a lapse in content, it stays pretty consistent and it grows.
Yeah. So that's pretty much.
That's awesome, man. I'm glad to hear you're still
working
cranking
on
out content. That's awesome.
Yeah. Especially because, like, there's not a lot of events going on and stuff right now.
Right.
So, it's kind of the slow season, people with the holidays and stuff. So, I'm like, I'm going to go out there and still have some fun. I'd rather go do that than just, like, sit at home and have nothing to do all day.
Right.
Well, I heard a rumor.
What'd you hear?
I heard a rumor that you wanted to jump on one of these topics with us.
Oh, yeah.
And I was interested because whenever somebody sounds off in the comments, they really want to. So,
right? And we love having y'all here.
Yeah.
So we talked about modern men and marriage conversation. Why do you feel that marriage is a risk in 2024?
I feel like it's a huge risk. And we can have we have a nice conversation about it. So I think it's a risk, one, especially if you date a single woman, with a child. Because if I date you, right, and then we get married, and then you divorce me, I lose you, I lose the child because I'm not the biological father,
right?
So I have no rights to the child. Now I just made a bond. You know what I'm saying? Now I took that L. Depending on what state you live in, you're gonna get alimony.
And child support.
And
you mean all the money?
All the money, majority of it, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Then you, on top of that, then you got the little stuff. You got, like, for me, for example, it's kind of hard to date a lot because going out, networking, meeting new, like, I'm a big people person. Like, I don't care who you think is a big people person. Like, I'm a major people person. You know what I'm saying? Like, my whole life, I've done, like, cooking, I've done sales, I've done things that's, like, interacts with people and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's like, you want to protect your peace, too. So you have all those little things that go on. So that's why I think it's a big risk. You see, like, I don't know, it sounds like y'all watch sports somewhat, a little bit. Yeah. I don't know if y'all recall a couple of months ago, there was that famous soccer player. It was on Bleacher Report.
I know who you're talking about.
You know what I'm talking about, too.
Are you referring to the one who put everything in his mom's name?
That put everything in his trust?
Yeah.
My boy was playing 3D chess.
Bro. That was crazy.
Yo,
he was smart.
Nuts. Yeah.
But
that's how you have to do it,
That's
though.
how you have to do it. And
man.
the mere fact that
and vice versa. You got women out here getting their money taken marriage, too.
That's assuming he had a good mama.
True.
Some of these moms would have took him for everything he put in that trust, and he would have came back for it, and he would have had nothing.
Do y'all feel like it's as risky for women? Do y'all feel like they have just as much to lose and risk in dating and marriage?
I think love is a risk for anybody, but what's the point of? There's no happiness in life if you don't take risk. There's no investment in life if you don't take risks. So sorry, Stephen, I disagree.
Have you ever been married?
Have I ever been married? No, I've never been married.
It's always you non-married folks trying to give some advice.
but you don't have to be married to know that it's a look at the numbers and know it's a risk.
And I also think that people who are not married, their opinions matter too, because people who get married, they change their opinion after they get married. And so, like, I think it's important.
And what kind of also made me say that was, I'll never forget, right? So I used to be a server, like, when I was in college and stuff. I worked fine dining restaurants. I started off like Olive Garden, Red Lobster, worked my way up to like True Lux, stuff like that.
Making
her
hungry. Love True Lux. No, stomach just
and I'll never forget, man, it was like 4 or 5 years ago, and this dude came in and he was sad, man. And I started talking to him, like, bro, like, what's up? Like, you kind of down and stuff. I built that rapport with him, so I eventually got comfortable enough to ask him, and he told me his wife left him after 18 years.
But why?
Yeah, why?
Man,
there's usually a reason.
I'd say that'd be the issue. Some people don't practice accountability because.
But even if he told me, it's not like he can tell me 18 years worth of.
He could say, "I wasn't a good husband. I wasn't attentive. I wasn't compassionate. I didn't practice boundaries. I was cheating."
It was probably something that she expressed to him multiple times.
That man
and
had
he
a
just
problem.
didn't listen.
Another thing too that Steven, that you gotta remember too. I think that like the era we're in right now is different than someone who got married 20, 30 years ago.
It is
Because man,
what? Finesse era.
What? And I mean it both ways. Like I done seen some men run marriage plays on women, and so like to me that's the thing that we stand and stare at. Like
The men in the military.
yeah,
They'll marry
like,
you quick and have a baby. You won't even see that man ever again.
I agree with you. I agree that it's risky,
But it
but I
can be
also
risky.
think that like we talked about old boy who was playing soccer and chess.
That
There's
was
ways.
smart, though.
There's ways to mitigate the risk.
How
You
do you
watch
say-
sports. Did you hear about how Steven Jackson did his wife? Like, no,
No, I didn't.
Bro, so he's asking Shorty to sign the prenup for like 2-3 months before the wedding, and she's not going through with it.
Ooh.
And literally the day of the wedding, he's like, "Why haven't you signed this?"
Yeah.
And he called off the wedding.
Dang.
So like, I think you have to stand on business a little bit.
Say,
But
how do you think
there's
the
ways
risk
to
can be
mitigate that
prevented?
risk.
Say, how do you think the risk? Like, tell us about how risk can be prevented. If that makes sense. If we're saying getting married in 2024 is a risk, how do we make it not a risk?
I'm not gonna lie to you. It might be an unpopular opinion,
Say it.
but I'm with the prenups.
Oh, but I mean,
Like-
before that, like that's once you're
like-
looking at marriage. How do you mitigate risk in dating? Like,
Yeah.
when you're even starting to talk to a woman, do you have like a strategy or something like that? Or
Man, so like based off my past relationships, you know what I'm saying? I'm 30 now.
Oh,
I'm not old. So from 18 to
Okay.
28, I was dating somebody.
okay.
So yeah, so basically 10
you
years.
just now got some alone time.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah, you know what I'm
okay.
saying? So I'm just now like
Okay.
I was like, all right, bro, like I dated for basically like 10 years in a row.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I was like, I'm gonna take a little break. And for me, based off my experiences, is now that I'm 30, if you're not where I need you to be at mentally, we just gotta go separate ways. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
that is fair.
That's fair.
Like we gotta go. And what I mean by that is like I played sports my life. I played rugby in high school. I played rugby collegiate level. I played, semi-pro. I did all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? I loved sports growing up as a kid. And one thing I learned is no matter where you are, if you're not coachable, you're not going to get far in life. You know what I'm saying? And
Never ending thing.
and my previous relationships, like none of them were coachable. And then I hate when like for example, if a coach gets onto you, you got to understand that it's coming from a place that they're trying to get you to be better. They want you to be a better person. They want you to fix the little mistakes so you can grow and elevate. You know what I'm
Absolutely.
saying? And unfortunately, like in my past relationships, they took it as like I'm nagging you or I'm
Yeah,
degrading
100%,
you or I'm
100%.
looking down on you. You know what I'm saying?
They just weren't ready. They were immature.
And so it was like
Yeah,
mentally,
yeah,
like moving
yeah.
forward, and like I live a nightlife. Like normally, like I don't go to bed till like 6, 7, 8 o'clock in the morning
Because you're out shooting.
because I'm a night owl. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes, a lot of times, I'd have female friends call me at 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. I don't see nothing wrong with answering the phone because I don't go to bed till 7, 8 o'clock in the morning. I'm a
Right.
night owl person. You know what I'm
I
saying?
already know how women feel about that.
And
one.
so sometimes they'd be like, well, why is Stephanie calling you at 3 o'clock in the
Yeah,
morning?
yeah, yeah.
Why is Sabrina calling you? Bro, like,
Look, is it work related?
sometimes it's not work related.
Then
Sometimes
she ain't got a reason to be calling.
But here's my thing though. If I've already had that friendship established
Right,
before
right.
you came along,
if this is your lifestyle,
you can't come in there and be
Right.
like, nah, you got to stop having conversations.
I don't
with
think
X-
it's necessarily stop. I think it's just some
I
boundaries
was
and
gonna say,
some
just needs
respect.
boundaries.
And not
That's
only
it.
that, like I also think that a lot of times in dating, we're comparing lifestyles, and literally,
Yeah.
how
We are.
close y'all get is proof of whether y'all should be mixing or not. Because you're right, bro. Some of the shit we do in entertainment, it bleeds into
hard.
it bleeds into the rest of your life, man.
But let me get y'all's thoughts on that. So, as women, y'all think that like, so for example, like I have a couple of female friends, right? I've known them for about like 5 years. I talk to them like, so I'm the type of friend that like, and shit. I mean, Junior can attest. A lot of people can attest. I'll check up on you. I'll randomly just hit you and be like, hey man, how you doing? How's your day going? Type shit, like once a week.
That's a good
You know what I'm
friend.
saying? Maybe sometimes twice a week. You know what I'm saying? So like when I genuinely have these females calling me, they're just friends.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I have some of them that, like, I got one friend, I swear to God, anytime she calls me, I got to make sure I ain't got nothing going on for the next hour because she will talk your ear off. She don't take no breaths when she talks. But it's genuine, like, fun conversation.
Bro, there are women that are cool with that.
No,
you gotta search for them.
So it's fine. It's fine, but at a respectable hour.
I say I'm big on boundaries and inappropriate loading. Because yes, we're friends, but you need to call and tell me all.
Bro, I always like to look at things in reverse. If you had a dude calling your woman at 3, 4 in the morning,
talking about a bunch of bullshit for an hour,
you would want to know that it's all copacetic. You know what I mean? So
he's just my friend. He's calling at 3 in the morning. Want to talk? How you feel?
But I've had that happen before, and I was cool with it. And you know
I guess you're very secure with yourself.
I'm cool with it.
You gotta find your match.
You don't gotta have the conversation in front of me.
Yeah,
I'm cool.
You gotta find a woman that matches your energy.
And the reason why I'm cool on that is because, like, I didn't grow up with a family, right?
Okay.
I grew up just me and my mom.
Okay.
I didn't grow up with no brothers, no sisters, no aunts, no uncles, no nieces, no, like, nothing.
You were only child.
I was the only person. You know what I'm saying? So people gonna come and go. So if you want to go, bro.
Yeah,
like, it's not gonna phase me at all.
I get what you're saying.
I'll go find. There's gonna be someone else.
You have a lone wolf mentality.
You know what I'm saying? So if you're gonna do that, then that's fine with me. I'm not gonna trip.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's why I do put my shoe on the other foot, or however you want to say it. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
I just don't trip on it.
That's what's up.
Yeah. So you just gotta find somebody that matches your energy.
That's all.
And that's why I've said mentality, or
maturity.
I heard this.
That.
I heard this thing the other day. I was watching this, and this dude said, "Why is a lion considered the king of the jungle?" It's not the fastest, right?
No.
Like a cheetah, probably gonna be the fastest, right? It's not the biggest, right? That's probably like a rhino, elephant, some tiger, you know what I'm saying? Something like that. But it's considered the king of the jungle.
Because it's powerful.
It's considered the king of the jungle because it's mentality.
Mm-hmm.
If a lion, if an elephant had the same mentality as a lion, you think that'd be fair? Hell no, that shit wouldn't be fair. But its mentality is why it's the king of the jungle.
Man, I love the whole conversation around it because I think that as time goes forward, people's patience in dating shortens, and it's like find your match, find a person that matches your lifestyle, find a person that understands what you do and who you are, and y'all either go and grow or just let it be. Because,
let it be.
Yeah, it can get traumatic, man.
Yeah,
it really can.
But
like I hate when I hear, like, I heard one of my friends tell me my friend's 68 years old.
He old?
Yeah, but he's 68 years old. He's a good friend of mine, though. But he was telling me the other day that one of his daughters got shot in the head because the boyfriend didn't want her to be with someone else.
That's crazy.
Hey.
And when I hear about shit like that, whether it's a guy shooting a girl or vice versa or whatever, I'm just like, bro, like, you could never drive me to that point.
No.
Like, you can just go ahead and buy. I'm not finna, like, I'm not gonna do that.
Yeah, that's a different type of man.
You know what I'm saying? Or even if you hear something about, like, a domestic violence situation, like he beat her up or something, like, bro, it's not that deep. Like, if she want to leave, just let her leave.
I mean, like you said earlier, that about being coachable, you spoke a lot about healthy relationships. And, that stems from how some people are raised, and that stems from a healthy dating pattern. Everyone doesn't get a chance to have a healthy dating pattern from, 16 to 25. Some people have parents that hold them back. You have school that holds you back. Some people have maturity that just holds them back, where it takes you into your adult life, and you're like, damn, here I am, and I still ain't found nobody that match my energy yet, and you put up walls. And those walls aren't even boundaries. They're just walls that kind of like limit you, and it makes you feel like dating can be even more riskier because you're the one taking all the risk. I think that sometimes we got to pull ourselves back and work on ourselves. The more you focus on yourself, the more you find somebody who's ready for your energy and who can like match your energy, if that makes sense. 100%. You just got to find the right one. Your friend old though. You got to get you some friends your age.
Real quick before we get out of here, we had a question about Essentially Rich. I definitely want to lob that one. I think that's a good thing for us to talk about while you're here, Steven, for sure.
Oh yeah, so shout out to
real quick. Go ahead, Nubia.
We was gonna say, can you talk about Essentially Rich a little bit, and how can they help entrepreneurs present their business ideas as well?
Yeah.
There we go.
Nah,
he was ready.
Essentially Rich, that's my boy Eric. Shout out to him, man. Okay. I actually met him. I did his first interview here in Austin. Okay. When I was doing it back then. But he's a really cool kid, man. He does videos, like, camera stuff, photos and stuff. But he kind of takes it. He has his own shop in Round Rock. Okay. He also does like clothes. Okay. He's a graphic designer. Okay. He's working on like building, websites and stuff like that.
When I looked at your page, it was one of the things I saw. I wanted to know more about it.
Yeah, so he does all types of advertising stuff. He just did Miss Gold's last little merch roll that she got going and everything.
So he does merch.
So he does merch.
Okay, nice. How can entrepreneurs get in touch with him? Because I think that what you do kind of bleeds into what he does. Maybe that's why y'all work together.
Yeah, so we kind of, I've had a lot of people ask me to like be a brand ambassador for them in the past. And it just never played out that well.
Okay.
So then recently, I was talking to him, and I saw what he was doing with his clothes and everything, and we chopped it up, and then we locked it in and everything, and then I got one more actually coming up too. I just ain't put him on there yet because we're crossing up a couple more things. Okay. But I got one more coming real soon too. So I'll be rocking 2 of them this year. That one, he's just an artist.
Okay.
He doesn't do all the graphic design stuff. But yeah, man, Rich can get anything done. Banners, like I said, videos, photos, graphic designs, T-shirts, logo. I mean, anything that like involves merch, print shops. I mean, he got a whole shop in Round Rock. You can get to him. He's got his Essentially Rich account, or he's got his Rich Lifestyle account. Both of those you can hit him, or if you got a hard time getting to him, then shit, just hit me. And
drop yours. What's your
you know what I'm saying? Hit my Steven Tex on Instagram. His link is in my bio, so save you time. And if you're still having a hard time, then just hit me, and so I'll get you in touch with him.
Hey, everybody clap it up for Steven Texan, man. I appreciate y'all tuning in. Flexcast don't go nowhere. Yo.